Princess Peach returns in the leading role of her very own game with Princess Peach Showtime, a nice, relaxing, and entertaining time at the theater. It's been quite a while since Peach had her own solo adventure, with Super Princess Peach releasing on the Nintendo DS all the way back in 2005. But now, Peach is back in the spotlight with a whole new wardrobe and abilities to truly shine. While maintaining elements of the Mario series with light platforming, Showtime's gameplay allows Peach's adventure to stand on its own and possibly lay the groundwork for future games for the princess to star in, similar to how Luigi goes on his occasional ghost hunting escapades. And after seeing the credits roll and going back in for an encore, this is a series I like to see more of in the future. Our story begins in the Mushroom Kingdom, with Peach receiving a flyer for the Sparkle Theater. With two toads by her side, they set off for a night of entertainment. But shortly after arriving, Madame Grape and the Sour Bunch invade the theater, taking control of each play and trapping everyone inside. With help from the theater's guardian Stella, Peach will traverse through the theater, taking the leading role in a variety of plays to collect sparkle gems, help thieves along the way, and stop Madame Grape to save the Sparkle Theater. Short, simple, and straight to the point. The story is what you expect from a game in the Mario series, allowing players to get right into the action and have fun. The plot will progress with each floor completed, but really, it's just an interaction with Madame Grape before heading into the boss fight. The plays themselves, however, do have their own mini-plots as you progress through each act, which are entertaining to run through. Save a kingdom and its king, stop bandits from ransacking a town, bake some tasty treats for a festival. Each play tells their own story. My personal favorites would have to be the detective plays, when you work alongside a junior detective to solve crimes, and the dashing thief, stealing treasures back from the thieves who originally stole them. The theater is such a creative location for a game, allowing you to travel to so many locales while also maintaining the feeling that you're just watching a play. Props being hung on wires, the sets being rotated around, and spotlights shining down on the characters. For someone who did backstage work in theater, it was fun to see these little details as I played. The performances on stage are fun, bite-sized stories to experience as you progress further into the real plot of the game. But if Peach is going to take part in the performance, she'll have to look the part. Originally only able to use Stella to defeat enemies, Peach will be able to perform new abilities based on the outfit she wears in the performance. Sneak around to strike from behind as a ninja, perform elegantly on ice as a figure skater, even fend off an alien invasion as a superhero. With so many roles to play and swapping around so quickly, there's always something new to do. Each role has the same amount of stages and are spaced apart nicely, so you won't see the same one immediately after already playing it. Some are better than others. For example, while the Mermaid stages look nice visually, Peach's gameplay is really just commanding a group of fish around the stage to complete simple tasks. While other stages have you play as a Kung Fu master fighting off multiple enemies, using the environment around you, and countering oncoming attacks. You'll clearly have your favorites, and while I don't think any stage is horrible, some are more fleshed out than others. Throughout each stage, there'll be multiple sparkle gems to find, some given through standard progression, while others are hidden away. They could simply be hidden off screen, or they'll require you to look for secret areas on stage that will ask you to strike a pose. These secrets were always fun to search for, and even if they didn't reward me with a gem, the coins provided were also useful. Along with the gems, you'll find a mustache thief in need of help, who will reward you with cosmetics for Peach and Stella. Outside of stage outfits, you can change Peach's dress and Stella's ribbon, whether finding them within levels or using the collected coins at the shop on the first floor. In between each stage, I had fun changing up their looks before proceeding on. By the time you finish the game, these two will have a full-blown new wardrobe. Once all the stages on a floor are completed, you'll face off with a boss before progressing up to the next floor. You'll need a certain amount of gems to access the fight, but the requirement is so low that you can skip some gems in stages and not have to worry about lacking enough to open the boss door. The bosses themselves are short, entertaining fights, very simple in terms of how to defeat them, but they don't overstay their welcome. One fight I did enjoy a lot would be the one that had a bigger focus on platforming rather than waiting to throw an object back at the boss to damage it. With a boss defeated, you'll go upstairs and repeat the process. If you just played through the stages not going for all the gems, you'll most likely wrap up the game in 7 to 8 hours. But for me, I wouldn't go to the next stage until all the gems were found. And this is where the biggest problem with the game surfaces. Early on, I would find all the gems in a stage through my first run, but later on, I would constantly miss just one gem and have to play through the stage again just to grab it. The problem with this is you can't go to a specific point in the level to grab the gem. Not even grab it and back out to the lobby. You need to start the stage at the beginning, grab the gem, and reach the end in order to keep it. This becomes so annoying, watching every scene play out, unable to skip it, to eventually get to the area with the gem. Not to mention, if you mess up again, guess what you'll be doing? The only bright side is that the stages aren't long, and if you know where it is, you can bypass some objectives, but that still doesn't make the process any better, especially if a gem is past an auto-scroller section. With no checkpoints within stages, this grind makes 100%ing stages a hassle. Still did it though. Luckily for me, if I did miss a gem, it would only take one additional run through. Besides replaying stages to clean up missing gems, there isn't much in terms of a challenge in Showtime. Although, I can't imagine people buying this game for that. It's like the other games from Good Feel, relaxing, fun games that can be enjoyed by all ages. Kinda makes sense when the company is literally named Good Feel. Every gameplay style functions with only 3 buttons. A to jump, B is a special action for the outfit, and Z, L, and R strikes a pose to find secrets. Controls that anyone can figure out. The only thing that took me multiple attempts to complete were the special challenges found on each floor, where Peach will take one outfit and rack up a high score for money and cosmetics. Not extremely difficult, but beating the high score actually had me working for it, which was fun. That's how I would describe this game as a whole. Fun. All the different plays Peach can perform in are entertaining, all having something to make them special with plenty of collectibles to grab along the way. While the gameplay is fun, I just wish the performance was better. At times the game will drop frames, and while I don't think it happens too frequently, there are times where it's really noticeable. Loading screens will become a slideshow. The curtain hides the flickering a little bit, but the portal? My god. Also, the effect on the floor with the strings is so choppy. I can only assume with the Switch getting up there in years that the game is just having trouble in some areas. Slowdown aside, the game visually looks beautiful. From the interiors of the Sparkle Theater to the various plays themselves, the areas you explore are all unique and full of detail. The music is also a highlight, from performing with an orchestra under the sea, chasing outlaws on horseback, or running on walls and riding a tsunami as a ninja. The soundtrack doesn't skip a beat. My personal favorite would be from the ninja levels. The music playing goes great as I run across the rooftops and sneak past guards. Samantha Kelly really did such an amazing job voicing Peach. While sounding different at times, her performance shines as Peach dons all these different outfits and personas, like the cowgirl and the detective. In terms of replayability, it's kind of iffy. While there aren't multiple save files, you can always replay stages and everything will play out the same, and you can always rewatch the cutscenes whenever you want to. After completing the story, there are post-game objectives to complete, like returning to previous levels and refighting bosses. The only issue is that, like seeing a play once, you'll see the same thing the second time around with no changes. So if you want to keep this adventure going, you can. It'll be up to you whether or not you want to 100% everything. I had a fun time at the theater with Peach and Stella. And I got exactly what I expected from this game. An easy, laid-back game to enjoy during the weekend. Do I think it's worth $60? Well, considering the length and replayability, waiting for a sale would be a good idea. But the adventure is something I would recommend for those who just want something chill to play, either alone or with younger family members. Performance issues aside, the gameplay always stays fresh and the runtime made sure I didn't grow tired of playing. Visuals and audio shine with amazing set designs for each play, also great music and a little bit of voice acting. I want to see more of this series in the future, and honestly, games starring the Mushroom Kingdom's leading lady in general. She clearly deserves it. I already have a good idea for the sequel. With the theater already done, why not head into movies? Maybe include Daisy for 2-player co-op. Whatever the future holds for Princess Peach, this solo adventure was well worth the run through, and it earns a standing ovation. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and maybe subscribe. Also, leave a comment saying what your favorite stages from Showtime were. With that said, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.